the stock market, meaning companies, new highs.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. Nuts. They're nuts. They know nothing.
An online network called Internet.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
Welcome, my degenerates. The rest of your life starts right now on Market Mania. The no bullshit approach to all financial markets, including Dogecoin, cryptocurrency, NFTs, and the largest casino in the world, the U.S. stock market. Today on Market Mania, we get to the bag like we always do. $113 million deli that was closed most of this year. Maybe a top signal. Tesla earnings coming up. Snowden releases an NFT, but the top story is, and you really can't make this up, Slim Jim and Dogecoin. Maybe just a top signal every single day, twice, 3 times a day. Dogecoin and Slim Jim. This is actual financial news, ladies and gentlemen. Brett Ritchie. What the hell, man?
I love to see it, man. I think Doge is a great coin. It gets a bad rep, essentially from salty, bitter, jealous haters. Hate on Doge. They don't want the people to have any fun. They want to lord over, oh, my coin is legit, but that one's not, even though it's all bullshit. Okay, in the regular stock market and in crypto, Doge is just pointing that out. It's all a scam. It's all a joke. And I think Doge is great. It's the people's coin. And I think, get on board or just stay salty.
What's going on with Slim Jim and Dogecoin? What's the combo there?
They've just been tweeting out stuff about Doge. Like they're just using it as a brand kind of strategy. And then I think
do they have to pay someone to use the Doge?
No,
you have to pay to use Doge.
It's just a meme. It's just out there.
So there's no real combination. There's no real business combination or anything like that.
No, there's no. This is probably just part of the reason that it's gone crazy. I think Coinbase listing obviously makes a lot of sense as a reason Doge would go nuts. Okay. But like one tweet I saw that I liked is like Bitcoin was a middle finger to the financial system. Dogecoin is a middle finger to Bitcoin. And so,
okay. Yeah. So what I will say, and I think this is an important fact that gets overlooked and people probably are not aware. In most markets, most bubbles, when it involves a market of like stocks or bonds or crypto coins, whatever it is, most bubbles keep rising until the last part of that bubble before it pops is usually the lowest quality assets of that market. So, this is getting to the point where Doge and I guess some NFTs and other things that don't really have value, it seems to be like mythical value, are really pumping. This could be a sign of the end of a crypto bubble, similar to we just had it in stocks. It's underneath the market, but if you see all these EV stocks were pumping, going up 20% a day for like it's like 2 months, and all this entire SPAC EV sector, just the pin just popped out of it once all the I guess I don't want to say fake companies, but the companies with no chance to have earnings really peaked out. That's what
they were pretending to be real companies. Doge is not pretending to be a real company.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything's wrong with Doge. I'm not saying Doge is a scam. All I'm saying is the lower quality pumps, when the lower quality entities of that market start pumping, that's usually the top of the bubble right before it bursts. So just be aware, it could be the top of all of crypto.
I don't consider Doge is top 1% quality cryptocurrency though.
Okay. Well, I don't know enough about it other than that I know that they made it so it was a joke.
Okay, boys.
Coin at the beginning.
All right, boys. Gather around, because one, that is excellent insight from Matt Glantz. It's not always going to be the truth. It's not always like, okay, like that happens and then, okay, everything dumps in the next like 4 months. It's not, but it is that is great insight from a multi-decade trader that has seen cycles and cycles and cycles. While it's obviously a different asset class this time and it's different stocks, it's different cryptos, that same psychology does seem to hold water. So you guys are getting that's a great lesson from Market Mania. But let's talk about what Dogecoin is. Pull up that GitHub. Look at that chart. That chart almost never ends with like more upside. I mean, I guess there are some things.
Well, you could have said that yesterday when it was 20 cents.
That's
right?
fair.
Now it's 40.
People said it when it was 8 cents.
Yeah,
Mike on this
8
very show said it's irresponsible to recommend Dogecoin at 8 cents. You said that. Just
I
pointing
will
it out.
stand by that statement because.
But I just want to be clear. I'm not saying that Doge is at the top right now. I'm not saying that it'll be at the top tomorrow. What I'm saying is these are signs of the end of a bubble.
They're like, I made all I can make in Bitcoin and ETH. They rotate into like the second tier, make all I can make there, and then it's like they rotate down into the worst stuff. So it makes sense.
So,
Tony,
like
do we have a live chart of Doge right now?
Yeah, it's straight. It's just a giant green.
No, I know, but I would like to put it up.
Of course.
Can you zoom in at all there?
Yeah, give it the 24 hours. Give it the 24 hour. Give it the 7 day.
I mean, it's like what 2 days ago was 6 cents, right?
Yeah,
and then,
like that.
And then a couple of months. So what you have here?
Now? Yeah,
here's what you have. Here's what's going on. Let me just tell you what's happening. So Dogecoin is obviously everything that the donk loves. It's a low unit cost. You can get a bunch of them, and it's somewhat similar to Bitcoin. You can trade. It's on other exchanges, but if you remember that we only flashed for a second, that GitHub there, that is a dead coin. There is not any active development. There are security holes when you have 2 years since some very important parts of it had any commits. There are security issues that are patched on Litecoin, and of course on Bitcoin, which is where most of the attention is. Bitcoin Cash. There are active development on and Ethereum a lot. There's active development there. Any issue that comes up, any hole, any potential thing is patched fairly quickly. That's not the case with Dogecoin. There's also an emission of potentially 5 billion per year, but it's not totally exactly studied and understood as far as
It's max 5 billion, which is currently 2.6%. But that's all known, right?
Brett's audited the code.
Ethereum has an emission too. I don't see anyone bitching about that.
Also an issue, sure. Also a similar issue, but
not everything has to be a fixed supply. It's fine to have, hey, we're going to have this level of inflation.
Agree, but when you have unaudited code, or in essence,
is it unaudited?
Code like Dogecoin, it's
wouldn't someone be attacking it by now at these billions of dollars of valuation if it was this insecure? Wouldn't they be?
Is somebody
Ethereum Classic got hacked 1 million times. Verge got hacked.
Is somebody magicking Doge coins into the system? I mean, it's not something that, again, it's very difficult to audit, and I'm not capable of doing so, but there are just when you have code that sits there for many years and is not updated, and there are many updates thrown onto other script mined coins that that patch potential problems. It is unclear, and it's unclear in regular crypto, and it's even more unclear in Dogecoin. So
Brett, what I would say to that is I don't know much about the technology of hacking.
Dangerous.
But if I was a hacker and I figured I was the only one that was able to hack Dogecoin, I wouldn't just dump billions of coins a day on the market. I would sell like $1 million worth of coins each day. And so nobody would know. Nobody would know anything.
It doesn't always work like that. Like, where are you getting the coins? Are you creating double spend attacks? Are you creating new coins?
I'm saying if you created new coins as a hacker,
I think you can see those. But you would see those. The Block Explorer would see like that wouldn't work, or it would work, but it would just crash the whole price.
So there's a lot that could be going on here, and it's not clear exactly if it is, and it's probably, and to be fair, it's probably not. But the chance of like an entire network breaking,
Bitcoin is still 40 times more valuable than Dogecoin. I said on Twitter the other day, nobody is out there saying, how the hell can you buy Electronic Arts for a $40 billion market cap when you can get Tesla for 1.7 trillion? But people say it here about Doge versus Bitcoin. Obviously, Bitcoin is better. That's priced in by quite some amount.
Use the same logic with Nikola versus Tesla. And then, you're getting closer.
Nikola's trying to be something it's not, though. Doge is like, there's no pretense. Like Cardano or something, like there's so many like research all this bullshit coins out there. I'm not saying Cardano's one of them, but there's so much bullshit. I don't get the hate Doge gets because it doesn't pretend to be anything it's not.
It's just when you get like some billionaires like Musk and Cuban, and when they throw their weight behind something, if you want to push forward like crypto that's, that is being essentially bleeding edge maintained, and when just so much developer effort is being poured into things like BTC, ETH, even BCH, even like even some of the other ones too, which just have very active, massive developer communities.
This is like the Virgin and the Chad meme. You're sitting there with like, oh, the developers and like this, and then Chad is like, I'm buying Doge, I don't care.
And it probably will pump, and then it'll also, when this thing dumps ridiculously, and you've exposed it. And I actually think this isn't terrible. First of all, I'm not even that mad about it. I mean, maybe I probably sounded like I was, but I actually think this is going to be a great lesson, because when a kid gets rocked for $25. And then like when somebody gets completely destroyed on this, and they're like, and then afterwards they're doing the postmortem, they're like, well, why? And like, oh, well, look at the GitHub. Like there was no active development, or, oh, why did like all of the Dogecoin, why did the network break? Or why did we get dumped on by some massive Doge holder that just woke up? I mean, I don't know. It's a good lesson. It's going to be a good lesson.
That's fair. But the last thing I want to say, gold is a 7.6x market cap more than silver. Bitcoin, which is digital gold, has a 40x market cap over Doge. So I think some people might learn a lesson here. It may not necessarily be who you think.
Is that actually true? It's only 40x Doge?
Yeah.
Bitcoin's only 40 Doges right now?
That was yesterday. It might even be less now that it's like the market cap, obviously not on the unit price.
But market cap.
Yeah.
It's only 40 Doges into a Bitcoin now.
Yeah, but silver to gold is 7.6. So if Bitcoin's digital gold, there needs to be a digital silver, right? Doge is more well positioned than anything else for that role.
I'm going to end this with one Hail Mary play. If significant developer support gets thrown to Doge, if all of a sudden that GitHub gets super active, if Elon and Cuban, they just bankroll some like 100 person team to just start doing active development on Doge, throw in all the good script mining improvements for the last couple of years and just really maintain it, well, then the story's going to change. And then all the other crypto holders may be maybe then you're right. Maybe then you would be right. So I'm
not saying it's like some great buy here at 38 cents by any means, but I'm just saying it's a worthy coin. It belongs in the discussion of a top tier coin.
It's going to be great to see how this one plays out. I got a feeling this thing is going to dump. I got a feeling that this one is going to dump soon, but maybe not until it hits $1. Maybe not till the prophecy is fulfilled and hits $1. You don't really know. Moving along to other shenanigans, Edward Snowden, big respect. Edward Snowden is releasing an NFT, his first NFT, and it is the entire, what is this? This is the entirety of the landmark 2015 Second Circuit Court of Appeals decision when the ACLU sued Clapper, or I guess it's not sued. I don't know what it is. Ruling that the NSA's mass surveillance violated the law. And so he NFT'd it. All proceeds go to Freedom of Press, which is the foundation that he works for and potentially founded. I'm not exactly sure. I should probably know that. But if Snowden has had that in his profile, I know, since he jumped on Twitter, and he's not taking the money, which is, again, I guess, I don't know, maybe he's a director there and he can potentially buy the food with it or something. But this has got to be big. This is going to go for a lot of money. The Snowden's first NFT. Do we have the OpenSea on that? Let me see if we can dig that up.
It was like 200 something K when I looked yesterday.
Because that's pretty. That's pretty crazy. That's Snowden saying, "Hey guys, give me a little bit of money." And
well, he's donating it to charity.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's free. All proceeds go to Freedom of Press.
Yeah.
Which I believe he works for.
Okay.
And potentially founded. And give that a Google. And actually tell us in the comments. Somebody clarify that for me, because I just realized I'm horribly understudied on that's not it. That is not it. That is some shenanigans Snowden image NFT. That is not the Snowden NFT. And
I'm sure there's going to be scammers trying to cash in too.
I mean, You can't prevent it. If somebody has the Snowden NFT OpenSea link, please throw it in the chat for us. We would love to see that and get it and see. I want to say that it was an auction, and I want to say it was ending soon.
Yeah, he's on the board of directors of this nonprofit that's going to. I think it ends in 5 days, maybe.
I want to say it was like a
stays in the house.
Yeah. So if anybody has that link on the OpenSea, we would love to see that one, and we'll throw it up there for you. But this is Matt Glantz. I mean, you're a Snowden fan, right?
No, I don't know much about him. I probably know less about Snowden than anyone around. So.
The Prism, and then
never really followed it that much. No, I mean I read it, but I don't really follow it.
Yeah, he shit on the NSA for spying on Americans.
I saw the movie, whatever, but it's like I don't have.
The movie was The movie was trash.
Boring, in my opinion.
Movie was trash. It was absolutely awful, and it's like some girl turned him into a lib. Is what it was weird. The movie was strange, and it looks like we may have found it. We may have found it. That does look like it, Tony. That's good sleuthing work on the fly there. Give that a little clicky McGee, and see if there's like a huge ETH price. Not 2 views. That can't be it. I think the scammers are out in full force, trying to scoop Edward Snowden's freedom of press money. You bastards, you rat bastards. Brett, you're a fan? You a fan here? What do you like?
Yeah, I like Snowden, man. I think the whole NSA spying on people, they were doing evil work. The government should not be spying and surveilling its own citizens. I mean, I'm not even a big fan when we do it overseas all the time. And then we complain when anybody does anything against the U.S. Like Russia made Facebook memes. Like that's a treasonous breach of and it's like we're doing 10 times worse stuff all over the globe, but it's okay because we're doing it. So I think Snowden is a hero and he should be pardoned. Yeah.
I just got a message that Ethereum Classic is mooning right now, whatever that.
Speaking of something that's been hacked 6 times, is Ethereum Classic has been 51% attacked at least 5 times.
Current bid 200 ETH. I'm sending you the link now, Tony, the producer. And I think that this one is going to go for a big number.
ETC
this one is
ticker
483,000 is the current bid. Shout to Jesse Powell. He put in the 150 ETH bid. He's got 362,000 on it. Outbid by a guy named Mondo with 200. They're just raising each other for a good.
What are the chances Justin Sun wins this? He loves attention, and it's just he's got to be 40%. I feel. It's
bad. I can't wait till Augur or some other prediction market comes up because I would love to. Strangely enough, I would love to bet on that. That is a great line.
I think he's a good 20%. I'm buying all day. 40 is a little I don't know, but he loves the attention like that. I feel he's got to get in the mix, and this is cheap for him. He bid 60 million on that Beeple,
which might have been a shenanigans. I was reading that the Beeple sale might be shenanigans. I didn't really dig too deep into it, but Justin Sun and 60 million and NFT and shenanigans would make sense.
I mean, he paid $5 million to have lunch with Buffett or whatever, so he's not afraid to empty the clip on some weird shenanigans type stuff.
ETH Classic is mooning, confirmed. You see that, Glance? 68%. You don't get that kind of gains.
Yeah.
With your funds up or down 7%. Ooh, it's a big move. You sailed on to ETH Classic.
ETH Classic.
Is anything on ETH Classic? That's when Glance said that today, that really hit me hard when he was at the beginning of the show, when he was saying, well, look, it's the last, when you're scraping the bottom of the barrel and those start pumping, well, maybe it's time to.
If you go back to, just rehash, if you go back to the 2000 .com bubble, everything was going crazy. And then at the end, all the internet stocks like pets.com and all those crazy stocks that everyone thought was the next wave is but they didn't have any earnings. They didn't have any quality. They didn't have good guys backing them. They didn't really have the business going to the future. And that was the sign of the top. And then again, it was in 2017 with crypto. didn't a lot of those coins like Doge, like those Doge types at the end, kind of rally at the end? A lot of the ICOs, it was basically the ICOs, right? That basically look at the ICOs at the end were the ones growing crazy, and then the bubble popped. So now it's sort of like NFTs and the cryptos that you think are joke coins like Doge are now.
No, I don't think you're giving Doge. You're not giving Doge nearly enough credit, in my opinion.
Didn't the guy that invented Doge, who created it, called it? He's made it as.
It doesn't matter. Right? He's irrelevant. That's the power of decentralization.
He created said, "I'm making a joke coin. I'm saying it's a joke coin, and you're getting mad. I don't understand."
I'm not. No, I'm just saying you're treating it like it's the worst of the worst. You're saying it's the bottom of the barrel.
All I'm doing is confirming what the guy that created it said. I have
He's not even part of the project.
I don't know the technology at all.
The text, whatever. You can just fork all this stuff, so it doesn't matter.
It was just for the last point on the little history on this was that when Litecoin was created, then it was just a copy of the Bitcoin code, slight change to mining from SHA-256 to script, and then a lot of people said, "Oh, look at this! You can just clone a GitHub and make a coin." And then a bunch of other coins came out, and then Dogecoin was obviously the one that just had the most LOLs. And that's why it exists today, in essence. But it was very easy to copy and change a couple parameters. And then now, if you can get a couple miners to mine it, boom, if you get a couple people, then look, it'll work just like Litecoin and just like Bitcoin. And so that's essentially what happened here. And it was pretty easy to do. And the founder did not want to be associated with it very quickly afterwards, especially after it became a thing. And I mean, it became a thing years and years ago. Anyway, on to a real company that has Bitcoin on the balance sheet, because it's all about crypto. Dude. The whole world became crypto recently. Gotta love it. I was right. Tesla earnings coming up. Matt Glantz, one of the most watched companies, possibly the most watched company on the stock market.
Right. So Tesla earnings coming out in 10 days, a week from Monday. And like on most other shows, when you're going to hear about how their sales are going to be, how their earnings are going to be, how their revenue is going to be. We don't care about that. We don't talk about that here. What we want to talk about is if earnings are a week from Monday, what's the stock going to do next week? Are we thinking the stock's going to sell off before earnings? We think it's going to run before earnings? That's the question, right? And that's what we're trying to figure out. It's like social sentiment trading. And I have to believe that Tesla's going to have a big week next week, even though it's ran up a lot this past week. And I think it's went from like 550 to 730 in no time, in 3 weeks or something like that. So it's up a lot again. It's now $35 over the S&P ad price, which was $695. But it ran up huge this week to like 770, and then it kind of like it's consolidating now down to 730. But I've noticed if you look at the graph, the last 8 weeks, Tesla's had big Mondays. So Mondays are usually a big day for Tesla stock for whatever reason. And leading into the week before earnings, I think Monday could be a big day. So Tesla's definitely something I would want to be long right now. Assuming the market's neutral next week, I would think Tesla has a big week.
So it's full idiocracy when Tesla and Slim Jim and Dogecoin. There's a non-zero chance that Elon Musk on the call rips open his shirt and it just goes, "Oh yeah, snap into a Dogecoin," and it doesn't matter what the fucking earnings are. And
True.
Then it's just like we've aped in 10 billion into Doge. That's on the balance sheet. You could buy the coins for the fucking dog crypto now. It really does. To be fair, like if you rewatch Idiocracy, a lot of the stock market crypto happenings, it kind of looks really similar. It's starting to look really similar. And Matt's right. It really, honestly, it almost doesn't matter what they say. It really almost doesn't. It just matters if there's a cool new car, if there's like some, if there's some other metrics that, ARK is going to buy more no matter what, pretty much. I mean, what's the date? What was the date so we can know when to buy the options for?
A week from Monday, the 26th.
Week from Monday.
I honestly thought Slim Jim was going to put Doge on their balance sheet, just like some small amount to like really have that meme blow up. But some company might, honestly, with the attention Doge gets, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, what's the line on that? I'll bet in May there is a publicly traded company that puts Doge on their balance sheet.
I'll take the under.
Maybe I would need odds. I don't know.
I think you need like plus 500, honestly. Well, actually, I don't know.
I'll
I
take
don't know.
plus 500 on that.
Actually, yeah, that's a bad line. I think
there's a lot of people
Cuban.
desperate out there. Like just the attention you get, they might just say fuck it.
I mean, it's a salted like dried meat company packed with sodium.
They're delicious though. You're driving on the highway, like the interstate, and you. I shop in the jerky section on those trips.
That is the only time I think I've ever had a Slim Jim lifetime is just driving through the United States and you stop at the meth,
and you snap into a Slim
corner
Jim
store, the methy corner store. Tony, the producer, save us, baby.
Oh my God. Well, if you like Slim Jim, you might like these guys pastrami. This is a New Jersey deli doing $35,000 in sales in a year and actually shut down through most of last year through the coronavirus. But they are publicly traded OTC stock valued at $100 million. So this is the deli, and this is really the only asset that this stock, it's called HWin. This is really the only asset that the stock HWin owns, this deli. So why is this rising? I mean, it's an over-the-counter stock, but it really is just another sign of a top. This is a penny stock that people were hoping would pop, and only for that reason were they buying into it. There was no fundamentals behind the purchases. The only other thing I could think of is maybe it's a money laundering scheme, but I don't know. It's a complicated way to go about that.
No, it's a
so do you
promotion.
see this as a top sign of the top? Another one? I feel like it is.
Yeah,
stock
it's all
promotion.
the same. Yeah.
It says that he's like the local wrestling coach. So he tells people to, hey, buy the stock, help out, we're closed. Buy the stock, help us out. And he's the largest shareholder. He's dumping on these fools.
Yeah.
It's not that easy to raise to just hey, we're one deli to get to 100 million market cap that doesn't make sense. It's not his buddies just bidding it up. No,
it's at low volume. Matt knows. They'll
uncover a scam out of this one for sure. Something's going on.
Well, it says some days there's no volume.
The that H1 got pointed out in a larger letter that David Einhorn wrote to his investors and basically the world, an open letter to the investment world saying everything's broken right now, and here's just one example. So we're pointing out a lot of market tops now. Matt, what's the best way to play this if you feel like things are about to tumble? Is there a way to hedge, or do you just go cash?
I mean, if you think it's imminent and you think the market's going to crash next week, you'd want to buy the VIX or VIX calls on the VIX, which is the volatility index, because that's going to explode. But the problem is when you do that, you don't have much time. So your time decays so much every day. If you want to, so there's short Qs you can buy, like SQQQ. You can buy that. It's like an inverse of the Qs, which is the NASDAQ 100. So you could just buy that. There's no time decay on that one. That's a good way to get short. You can also, you could short stocks, but most people don't have that ability. They don't have margin accounts that enable them to short stocks. So I would say buy the short, either the SQQs or there's ones like the SPY, the inverse SPY also. And, it's pretty safe. It's just 1-to-1. And if the stock market goes down 10%, you should make 10%, that kind of thing.
Well, that's interesting and good to know because, man, all the top signals we're seeing right now are insane. But I will say, I don't think this market has quite reached its full top. We still have bond buying coming from the Fed, still money printing. This thing could continue to crash up.
Nobody knows. Only time will tell, Tone.
Yep.
Country reopens after the vaccines. That just gives people a sense of euphoria as well. Once this mask bullshit's done with.
We've had this thesis conversation before. I think we're going to open up into a recession. I think we're going to open into a place where the Fed no longer has justification for all their money printing. They're going to need it, but they won't have the crisis anymore. So they either invent the crisis or I don't know what they do. I don't think this big crises. Yeah. So anyway, let's get to our mailbag here real quick. We had one from Sean Kopitsky. I hope I'm saying that right. Is there any news anywhere about the NFL making their own type of NBA Top Shot? The NFL has to see the money and fan engagement possibilities here.
Yeah. The NFL, I believe they've said something publicly, they're exploring their options. I think any league that sees the engagement and revenue the NBA is getting from Top Shot is going to, especially, and then you look at gambling also. I think that they're all exploring it, and NFL said something. I think it'll be cool. I don't know if it would be dapper, the creators of Top Shot, because they have UFC in the works. They've got their hands full with NBA still. There's still like a lot of issues with the platform that they're kind of working through. Although like working through them once on Top Shot would make it easier for the NFL. But I don't think they're in any rush to like cram out more leagues, even though that would be like quite good for them, I would imagine. But it would hurt the NBA product too much, and it would just kind of piss their users off. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some other company reach a partnership with the NFL later this year, maybe over the summer, maybe soon, to launch something. So yeah, I think we'll see it sooner rather than later. Maybe not this
Definitely
NFL season. 2022 NFL season, there's going to be NFTs out there for that season.
Definitely on the way.
Next question from Metal Doctor. Just had it here. How did I just miss it? Sorry for the delay here. There it is. Did poker's Black Friday help or hurt the crypto movement in the USA?
I would say it obviously helped. I think it helped a few people very much. Some of the players that went on to Bitcoin poker sites were just stacking a ton of Bitcoin early on, and then it kind of hurt some other people that were playing with 2K, 4K Bitcoin stakes that didn't hold on to it, and they're now like, I'm kind of miserable because I'm broke, and like I would be a billionaire if I just held. But I mean, like that showed you also the power. Like Full Tilt, I treated that like it was Chase Bank or something. My Full Tilt balance, like I really like in the poker world, it may be traded at like a 2% discount with Full Tilt to like dollars. It was really considered to be a very safe haven for your money. Found out the hard way that it's not, and so that gives you like the light bulb of like, hey, I need to be controlling my own money when it comes to dealing with these offshore, like the internet type of businesses. I don't necessarily want this shady business that I didn't even know was shady holding my money. So that was a great use case for crypto right there.
Well, I gotta say, I don't know if Black Friday hurt or helped the crypto space. It probably helped it, but I do gotta say, Brian Micon handing out millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin back in like 2016, 17 at the poker tables probably did more to push Bitcoin along than any other poker event I can think of. You're a fucking legend, Micon.
You got a lot of people in the Bitcoin.
There are some fun butterfly effects, and I still hear stories. Shout to Brian Devonshire, some other ones that it's fun. It's fun to hear those stories, but I mean, honestly, like I don't even know if there's some heartbreaking stories too, like Stealth Monk, and there's a couple other ones that just like this shit drove people mad. It got people really, really pumped up, like epically pumped up, more than they ever thought. I think the biggest thing for Black Friday, like just from a brain trust standpoint, was that all these geniuses that are spent their times banging their heads against each other at a negative sum game, a lot of them just had to lift their heads up and be like, well, holy shit, like, what else is out there in the world, after that. And I think that was a good thing, although government regulation just sucks in general and is just always shits all over industries. So is what it is. Happened what it happened. I did give away a lot of, got people in. See what happened. Yeah, it's good. That's what happened. It's good for most people. Feel bad for the salty no-coiners, honestly. I feel really bad. There's a lot of people that regret not smoking weed in the Rio parking lot more on breaks.
All right, roll it.
Series events. Roll it. Pick of the day, Matt Lance. I don't even have the glasses on, but it's
right.
Investment advice. Everybody knows.
Tony, I apologize for this. My pick was going to be Moderna, because I think that's going to go up a lot more next week, which is probably a good pick. But my pick has changed now. During the show, I saw some sweep orders come in MUDs, which is basically Topps baseball cards. They're going NFTs. It's a SPAC merger. $13.75. I started buying it. I never touched this before the show started today. I started buying it at $13.54. I bought 650 May 15 calls at $1, which is a lot for me. I mean, I'm going big on this one. MUDS. If you can put that up on the screen there, Tony. It's $13.75, and the Topps Baseball is launching their NFT. It's sort of similar to Top Shots, but they're going to launch it, I think, in next week or the week after. So should be some big rise in the stock leading up to that.
It's like much shittier than Top Shot, I would say, but people are going to buy it.
Tops is a brand name you can't beat, so that's why I'm just buying.
Well, it's not. I don't think they have a very strong brand name in the collectible space. It's like it's a good play. I'm not trying to hate on it.
Yeah, that doesn't matter for me. It's just a matter of where the stock's going to move before the launch, the anticipation.
Yeah,
that's all. That's all I ever care about.
They're more like a budget kind of company.
$500 million stock. It could pop if they ape in.
Yeah. I like it.
Negative 4,000 PE ratio. That's all right. That's all right. They're playing.
But the MLB to me is the star of the show in that partnership. It's like whether it was Topps or Don Russ or Panini, it's like whatever.
Only this is a play because Muds is launching their first pack in like a week or two. So leading up to that. So
Tuesday,
if any other one was a big brand that was launching their first pack, I'd like to buy that one too.
Yep.
All right, Brett, pick of the day.
I'm going with Band Protocol. It is similar to Chainlink on chain oracles, and even if you look at like the fully diluted price, it is 1/20th of Chainlink. And from my understanding, the tech is potentially better. So there's if they do win and get some of these deals, there's a long way for this to run. So roll with Band.
Bands will make them dance.
Bands will make them dance.
We are going to go with short Dogecoin. Sorry, haters. Hi, haters. This is bullshit, and it will fall. And that's that. And unless something materially changes here, then this is going to go back down to the ground. But have fun while it doesn't. Have fun out there, kids. Learn the lessons. And short Doge is going to be my pick of the day. That will do it. And we'll leave you with one. Shit, don't even have one ready. What do you think? Well, let's just go with Juicy J, and the bands will make them dance. Let's see if there's a great quote that won't get me in too much trouble. Now, how about the refrain?
Topps is launching its first NFT Tuesday. I just looked up the date.
Bands will make them dance. All you chicks popping pussy. I'm just popping bands. Is going to be your quote of the day. Not the best one we've ever done. But that's a show for Friday, April 16th. We appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe right here on YouTube. If you want to host this show or be a guest, hit us up at Market Mania Show on TikTok or Twitter. Or give us an email, marketmania@protonmail.com. Get at us if you want to be the talent. We're going to give people a shot. We're going to put you on if you got the juice. And you get to chop it up with us. Need more cooks in the kitchen, right, Brett?
Yes, sir.
All right. We will see you tomorrow. No, we'll see you next week. If there is a next week. But for now, it is lights out.
I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine.
Time to right the wrong. So your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold or a domino, out of control. The usual. Get mad cause I'm looking at your girl.
Switch it up.
I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard at the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury of how we're turning, while we're turning. Can't lie like Mississippi burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I imagine it look the other way. Couldn't clear space on my mind. Was afraid of the time. Strobe light, like in the moonlight. I'm in the mood right now. How about tonight? My interview's tight now. I was surviving.